Got some interesting news here in the Philippines today, so let's get into it. Russian vlogger pleads guilty for charges to be dropped. And if you remember this guy, he created a bit of a, who was harassing some security guys and a couple other things. He was reported and he was arrested, and instead of being deported, they've got him in jail and they want him to answer to his charges. Anyway, Russian content creator Vitaly, I'm not going to try to pronounce that, who is currently in detention for publicly harassing Filipinos, has asked Interior Secretary Ramula to drop the charges against him, citing mental health concerns. And yeah, he would have been happy just to get deported, but they decided to hold him, make him. Despite the plea, Ramula said the vlogger must still face the consequences of his actions. Dilig chief said charges of unjust vexation will be filed next week against, I'm not going to try to pronounce that word, who was accused of harassing 3 security guards in a now viral video. Ramula confirmed that his legal team had reached out to the security guards in an attempt to settle the matter privately. However, the guards declined, choosing instead to pursue the case in court. So they are going to make an example of him, and I've read several times over the past year or two, especially, even Filipino vloggers doing stupid things. One guy dressed up in a frog or a snail outfit or something, got out in the middle of traffic, stopped traffic. Another guy poured gasoline on himself, lit himself on fire, and then asked for people to donate for his medical bills. All for views. Next story, Department of Transportation proposes Asian visa to boost tourism. Will this affect you? It would be a Southeast Asia-centered visa system. And will it affect foreign tourists or not? Let's get into the story here. Department of Transportation, DOT, has formally submitted a proposal for the establishment of a single entry visa covering all member states of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, aiming to simplify cross-border travel and strengthen regional tourism. Tourism Secretary Cristina Garcia Frasco raised the proposal at the SCIFT Asia Forum in Bangkok, Thailand, on Thursday, envisioning a scheme modeled after Europe's Schengen arrangement and the Gulf Cooperation Council's unified visa. The initiative is designed to align with Asian tourism tagline, a destination for every dream, by presenting the bloc as a seamless travel destination. Interesting. I know, from what I know about Europe's Schengen, is that, if you have a visa, you can travel throughout the EU, European Union. There's some European countries that are not part of the European Union, I think, but is that also included under Europe's Schengen? I'm not sure. But your rail traffic, railroad traffic is very efficient, I think, in Europe, from what I've read, and relatively efficient and less expensive. If you can buy like a month pass or multi-month pass or something, I think. I don't know, that's changed. I think they've tightened up some of the rules with a lot of the illegal immigration and with the various terrorist types things that have been going on, but it's all evolving. So the question is, now, if an American goes to Europe, for instance, can he just buy one visa and travel throughout all those countries? my thinking is that that is true. You don't have to buy a visa for each and every country. Would that be the same if they promote and actually sign this thing up? You would buy into the Asian visa, and you'd be able to travel throughout several countries here in Southeast Asia. According to the DOT, an Asian-wide visa would not only facilitate freer movement of tourists across Southeast Asia's diverse cultural and natural attractions, but also reinforce regional unity while preserving competitive dynamics among member countries. And yeah, I think it's the biggest benefit would be among the actual citizens of these Asian countries, but almost also could have a benefit with tourists from other parts of the world as well. Uh, how easy would that be to travel around? Right now, you depending on what country you're from, you might have a visa on arrival. Like when I went to Vietnam, I had to apply ahead of time, and it was there waiting for me. And if I want to go to Thailand, I think Americans have a visa on arrival there. They can just show up just like they can in the Philippines. But there are many other countries where you have to attain a visa from that country. So could be a good thing. Next story in the Sun Star: Cebu scam hub operators face complaint. FBI steps in to aid probe. I've done a number of videos on scam hubs here in the Philippines and around the world. Sextortion scam, investment scams, other types of scams, romantic scams. The anti-crime cybercrime group in Central Visayas has formally filed a complaint before prosecutor's office against 3 individuals running BMJ data processing located in Cebu City. And they seized computer data, computers, laptops, what was identified as a scam hub. The operation was launched following the revelations of a foreign YouTuber who allegedly hacked into the company's systems and closed-circuit television cameras, exposing its illegal activities targeting foreign customers. And there's a number of people and groups, the hackers that hack into scam hubs. Many of them in India, but in other countries as well, and more it seems right here in the Philippines. And they'll hack in there, and they can get into their computer system and into their security cameras, even hack into their security camera and watch what they're doing. They will hack their computers while the bad guys are trying to get into their computers. The good guys will hack into there, and they will. I've seen them delete all the files off their computer, and yeah, just crazy. There are groups online that do that type of thing. Hack the bad guys. Really interesting to watch what they can do. And back to the Phil Star: minor phreatic eruption recorded in Tallal Volcano, up just south of metropolitan Manila area, down in the Batangas area. And you've got, I've described it as a volcano within a volcano. Technically, that is not correct, but you've got this outer ring, and then you have Taal Lake here where they fish. I think this is still a no-go zone. A couple years ago, I forget exactly which year, it blew pretty good, this here volcano, Taal, and even had dust, volcanic dust up in the Manila area. They had horses, and you could come up here and you could ride around. They fish in this lake, a lot of fish farming going on, and that's all been discontinued. I don't think they're doing anymore. I think the ashfall probably killed a lot of the marine life, the fish. Anyway, pretty active volcano, very close to Manila. And there are developments there. There are housing developments just very, very near there. Tagaytay, something like that. And boy, I wouldn't live in the shadow of a volcano. And there's a guy who has a website, a geologist called Geology Hub, HUB, and he calls Tallal Volcano possibly one of the most dangerous in the world, as a matter of fact, partly because it is so close to millions and millions of people. Anyway, the eruption occurred at Tallal Volcano in Batangas on Thursday night, generating steam plume that rose 1,500 meters. That is getting pretty close to just under 5,000 feet, I believe. So we're pretty close to a mile high. So I don't know. They call that minor, but pretty interesting. Anyway, the eruption was accompanied by four volcanic tremors that lasted between 1 to 7 minutes. The eruption was caused by groundwater interacting with hot volcanic material beneath the surface. Despite the activity, Tallal Volcano remains under alert level 1 or low level unrest. And Canleon Volcano. You know, we talk about volcanoes going off, and unless you're here and you understand what's going on, generally most of the Philippines is not going to be affected by these. The people near there or downwind from any ash flow will be affected. But yeah, just because a volcano's going off, I think any given day there are over 40 volcanoes around the world going off. So yeah, it's in the news, but it's not something to be too alarmed about. You know, it's the earth that we live on, the world that we live in. Authorities are keeping a close watch on 10 entry points into Canleon Volcano's 6-kilometer extended danger zone, where all human activity has been prohibited amid the threat of another eruption. You know, people want to go back into that area. They've got homes, they've got farms. They want to go check on their personal belongings and their farm, try to take care of their farm if they can. Anyway, there should be no human activity within 6-kilometer extended permanent danger zone. And last but not least, 2 nabbed for selling fake SIM cards. Yeah, only buy SIM card from legit places. Anyway, a SIM card is what makes your cell phone work on a cellular network. Agents of the NBI have arrested 2 people for allegedly selling fake SIM cards used in financial scams. They conducted operations in response to the rampant use of fake digital financial accounts for laundering illicit funds. Authorities discovered that the suspects were involved in selling pre-registered SIM cards and devices used to bypass security features. And something that needs to be done now, if you buy a SIM card for your phone, has to be registered. And that was an attempt to reduce the number of scams going around. But anyway, apparently that hasn't been working very well. NBI seized 6,000 suspected pre-registered SIM cards, 4 sets of 32-port SIM banks, computers, and mobile phones. Digital forensic analysis showed that the suspect used software to intercept and store facial recognition data. Wow. Which served as authentication for e-wallets. Yeah, to register, you basically have to go to a site and take a picture of yourself, put some information in about yourself. So they're stealing facial pictures of people and using it to register these SIM cards. Crazy world out there. Anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for coming along. Safe travels, and we'll see you in the next video.